What's up, everybody? It is your boy Razorbacks Rule, and welcome. And right now, I am outside of my house right now on a chilly Sunday afternoon here here in my house at my house. So yeah, that's where I'm at. It is cold and chilly. I don't know why I'm wearing short sleeve shirts, but it is cold and chilly on a Sunday afternoon. All right, so today we're going to be reviewing on the Arkansas 2023 football season. Today we're going to be reviewing on the Razorbacks 2023 football season, what went wrong, and what does the future hold for this program. So first of all, before we get started, if you have not liked and subscribed, then I would recommend you please do. It really does help me. It really does help my channel grow and my audience grow. So go ahead, click that subscribe button, and make sure to turn on that notification bell so you won't miss when I upload. All right, now let's get on to the video. Let's get on to the topic. All right, so the Arkansas Razorbacks finished off an abysmal season at a 4-8, 1-7 record in the SEC. Not the season we were all hoping for. We're gonna get into a little analysis on how this season went. Arkansas started off good. They started off 2-0, beat Western Carolina 56-13, and beating Kent State 28-6. It was off to a good start, and then we lost to BYU at home. I was at that game. We lost to BYU at home 38-30. And then we lost to BYU at home 38-31, and everything went downhill from there. And we lost to BYU, everything just went downhill from there. We lost to LSU, A&M, Alabama, and State. After that, we were 0-4 in conference, and most of those, and 3 out of those 4 losses came by only 1 possession. So flip those 1 possession games around, you never know. But shoulda, coulda, woulda, didn't happen. So then we go into the bye week, and then we come out, and then nobody was expecting. Then we come out and somehow beat Florida in the Swamp, the first time we've ever beaten Florida in the Swamp in history. Things maybe they were starting to look up, and then of course Auburn brought us back. Everything was starting to look up since we beat Gainesville, and then Auburn brought us back down to earth really quick as they beat the Razorbacks at home 48-10. Then the last 2 games we beat FIU, but FIU's a nobody team, and then of course we get blasted by the likes of Brady Cook and the Missouri Tigers 48-14. So I'm gonna come inside here. So the Razorbacks finish off the season 4-8 with a 1-7 record in the SEC. So let's talk about why. So now that we got the analysis, let's get into our next topic. What went wrong for Arkansas football, and why did they have the season they have? Well, first of all, it has to start out with the offensive line. Let's be real. The offensive line was not good this year. It was terrible. Probably the worst Arkansas offensive line I've ever seen in my life. So Arkansas, because the O-line is where everything needs to start. The O-line just cannot protect KJ at all. The O-line gave up at least 47 sacks this year. I mean, that's not good. But I can't blame when you're losing Ricky Stromberg and all those Dalton Wagner and Luke Jones and all those guys. When you lose all those guys, it's hard to replace those guys. I mean, and 3 out of our 5 starting offensive linemen were either redshirt sophomores or freshmen who had never played a snap before. So who was their first 4 years starting as an O-lineman. And Patrick Kudas and all those guys, and I think through Patrick Kudas, and they were new to the SEC. I think they will get better as the years go along, but this year was just awful. I do think Patrick Kudas, Andrew Chamblee, and all those guys, I think they will get better as the years go along. I think they will get better, but this has just been a disappointing year. Yeah, and the offensive line, it all starts with that. You got to have a good offensive line if you want to win SEC games. Yeah, and we did not have that. And the play calling, Dan Enos. I think Dan Enos did ruin the season kind of a little bit with his like play calling, running it on third down. Heck, there was even a series one time against the BYU where he ran it 3 straight times and we had to have a 3 and out. Dan Enos obvious play calling, everybody knew that was coming, so yeah, with the screens and all that. So yeah, Dan Enos was just not a good play caller. Thankfully, he got fired after the Mississippi State game, and Kenny Guyton took over as the OC, and he did okay. I mean, he lost to Auburn, Missouri. He didn't score much, but he did okay in his first. He did okay, but the 2 games are why I'm giving him like an okay grade. So Kenny Guyton did okay. He scored 39 against Florida, and then he scored 44 against FIU. So the offense was pretty good. The offense is not bad. The offense is really good. Anyway, and then after that, and finished off the season 4-8. And the defense, well, the defense was much better than they were last year. I mean, last year the defense was awful, just awful. I mean, they were like dead last in the SEC with pass and run, but the defense was much better this year. They were much better this year. They didn't allow too many yards. I mean, the defense was just much better this year. They kind of fell off at the end of the year, but overall the defense did much better this year. I mean, when you go up against a high-powered offense, they went up against Ole Miss, which scored like 49 points against like 52 against LSU at home, upsetting them, and against a high-powered Jaden Daniel against a 52, and Arkansas's defense only held them to like 27 points. And then we got Alabama, who had a good offense too, only held them to 24 points. So the defense did pretty good this year. Not gonna lie, the defense only held Ole Miss to only 27 points, which is a pretty good stat in my opinion. That defense did an excellent job this year. But it was the offense that just couldn't get anything going. And yeah, that's why our season went down. And it was much more likely that it was like the Sam Pittman. Sam Pittman, I don't think he knew what he was doing this year. And when I look at him in his press conferences, he did not know it looked like he didn't know what he was doing and what he needed to do. He fired Dan Enos, which I think it was the only good thing he knew what to do. So, but they're gonna give him another year, and they're gonna have to, and he's gonna have to do. Sam Pittman is just. He just couldn't get anything going this year, and thus that's why we failed, because he couldn't fix the problem. We had an O-line problem, but he couldn't fix it. He couldn't fix the problems. That's why we failed this year, because he couldn't fix it. Some problems are unfixable. All right, so now that I talked about how the season went and how it went all wrong. Now that brings me to my final question. This brings me to my final question. What does the future hold for Arkansas football? Looking at it, what does the future hold for the Razorbacks? And looking at it, Texas and Oklahoma are joining next year, so it's not going to be. I don't think it's going to be a good. It may not be a good time next year, but it's all about what does the future hold next year. First of all, Sam Pittman, he's going to get another year, so he's got to find a better offensive coordinator that can really that can be good and can play and can call good plays. Kenny Guyton, he did good, but he didn't do that good. He did okay as an offensive coordinator, but we need an offensive coordinator that can really call good plays and get this offense going. We just didn't have that this year until like the end of the year. We just didn't have it. So yeah, that's what I'm looking forward to next year. And what does the future hold for Arkansas football? Well, first of all, Sam Pittman's got to figure it out. This was his 4th year, and going 4-8 in your 4th year as the head coach is completely unacceptable. Coming off a 9-4 season about a couple years ago, and going 4-8, that's just unacceptable. Unacceptable. But you need to, and that signs that you have one more year to fix it. And yeah, Hunter Yurachek gave Pittman another year, which if he doesn't get it, then that means Hunter will probably have to fire him next year. So yeah, I think that's Hopefully Sam Pittman will have a home run higher at OC. Maybe next year will be better, but I'm not putting my money on it. But that's the future. But I just want to do one more thing. Well, I just want to say before I go, I just want to say one more thing. This is the only time that I'm going to say it. So y'all better so whatever y'all are doing, just stop. Just stop right now, whatever y'all are doing, and hear this out right now. And so here we go. Sam Pittman, I don't know, I don't think you're watching this, but Sam Pittman, if you are watching this right now, you already messed up twice. You already messed up twice. Please, for the love of football, please, Sam, you already messed up twice. Don't go for strike 3. Don't go for strike 3.